What's up, everybody? Frankly, Freddie here, being Freddie, but frankly, I'm trying to pull the dog from the stone.
Completely humiliating.
We're checking out King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Shut up and sit down.
Alright guys, jumping right into it, we got King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. It was interesting. I had to pull some Coco from the stone and get her in here to see what her thoughts are. What do you think?
I think your poster fell, and is that a squirrel? That looks like a squirrel.
Really?
Squirrel!
Alright. It's a spoiler-free edition, so I'll open up with saying the opening sequence of the film is absolutely awesome. I thought it was great. It was, it gives you the sense that the world that this story is taking place in
that is a squirrel. Look at that
huge.
squirrel.
And there's so much going on off to the side that, like,
that's definitely a squirrel.
You don't even really know about. You don't see about it. There's just these things that exist in the world, but they're not the focus.
Look at this thing. It's just staring at me. It wants me to eat it. I need to eat this squirrel. Can put me down. Put me down.
Coco's gonna take a break.
Come here, squirrel.
So that's a fake wolf. Stop it. The overall outline was the same. You know, Arthur, abandoned as a child, grows up, basically a nobody, and then pulls the sword. They switched it up a bit in this. They definitely gave Arthur more wit, more character, more charisma, more leadership. I really enjoyed Charlie Hunnam's rendition of King Arthur. I think he made him very likable and a character you want to watch and follow. You have the uncle, Jude Law. He was a dick, and he did a great job being a dick. He wasn't super interesting. I didn't like... he's not going to go down in history as, you know, an epic bad guy. But he was there. He did his bad guy thing, and, you know, it was okay. They finally gave power to the sword. I enjoyed that. Now, this is a spoiler-free edition, so I'm going to stick spoiler-free. But in most renditions of King Arthur, the sword was more of a meaning as opposed to an actual superior weapon. Maybe it was stronger in some cases, and maybe it was unbreakable or something along those lines. But this time around, it was a weapon. It was a hell of a weapon, and once it was put into use, there was basically no stopping it. And that's what was really, I think, creative and interesting, the way that they crafted what happens once the sword is kind of let loose. That's what really, those were my favorite parts of the movie, honestly, is when, we're just going to say, when the double grip occurs, that's when it gets interesting. Let's say that you're basically stuck in the center of a tornado with a guy with a big-ass sword. The jumpiness of it was a bit of a, because, I mean, once the sword kicks in, it does get very jumpy. It's a lot of jump cuts. I can understand why, though. The way that the sword works and the way that they were trying to portray it visually, it made sense to be almost so chaotic. You're struggling to see, not so much struggling to see, but struggling to understand his placement as to the bad guy's placement and this and that. Now, you have like 3 main battles that the sword is used in. I think the second one was my favorite. It was a standoff between a group of characters that Arthur is with and a bunch of guys coming after him. And Arthur wants these guys to keep going. We got to get out of here. We got to get out before they get in, and then we're all going to get killed. And basically all of his buddies, this large group of people, are saying, no, we're going to stand. We're going to fight. And when it kicks in, man, and it kicks off, the buildup was so good that once the fight starts, you were ready for it, and you were like, yes, let's see it. Do it. Come on. It's one of those moments where, you know, they're building and building and building. The anticipation is, and then, boom, something goes down. The second fight was probably my favorite, but the final fight was probably the clearest. A lot more visually understandable. You were able to see kind of more long-range shots of where he was and what he was doing while still having the chaos of the power of the sword. We are going to give King Arthur a 4 out of 5. Why? Because it was damn creative. They took a story, an old story that we've all heard before, and they made it interesting again. Mainly through visually appealing to you, but the world that is occurring around that outline is definitely different than what you've seen before, or at least more advanced and more in-depth. The environments were beautiful in most cases. Even the dirty places, they just had a really good look and feel, and it was consistent throughout the movie. Arthur, great character. His supporting cast, Astrid, she did a great job. She barely had any lines in the movie, but just the way that she portrayed the mage, it seemed so interesting that you want to see what her world is like. They could have really flopped this. This could have been another CGI waste of time. But they didn't. They handled the story with respect, I think, while also infusing a shit ton of very visually creative differences. Definitely a good sit-down family popcorn movie set in the Dark Ages. I think they did a great job. All right, guys, that wraps us up for King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Facebook.com/FranklyFreddie for updates, reviews, convo, comment. Let's talk. What did you think of King Arthur? Do you think it was a waste of time? Did you think they screwed the story up? Did you like how the fighting was? Was it too chaotic for you? What did you think? Hit that subscribe button down below. You know you want to. You might not have been thinking about it, but now you are, so you might as well satisfy that click urge. Click it, click it, click it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you next time. You're awesome.
Shut up and sit down.
Let's keep the cycle going. Hit that subscribe button. Facebook.com/FranklyFreddie. Oh. Oh. All right. Yeah. Is it hot up here? You hot? Come on. Hold on. Hop down. Hop down. Lay down. I'll get you in a second.
Yeah, your poster fell, dumbass.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for...